Yo, what's up guys? It's Char here, back with another Tourney in review. Today, we're going over Comet Clash Season 6, Number 4, and let's start off with doubles. Alright, so for doubles this week, I decided to go ahead and team with Casey. He's a sort of mid-level Palutena player from the Dallas area. I've talked to him a couple of times. He's a pretty cool dude. So what was originally going to happen was we were going to have two different SSS teams. Side note, if you don't know, SSS is the crew I'm in with a couple of friends that I've made here at my time at UTD. But we were going to do two different SSS teams, but one of our members, which I won't name, decidedly to get there late and not bring their setup to get free entry for doubles, and they were too cheap to pay the $2. So that didn't end up happening, so I found a teammate. So like I said, he plays Palutena, and I play Icon teams, so we thought it'd be funny to name the team Nair Squad, of course, the two characters that nair the most. So, obviously, since we're a new team, we were seeded kind of low, and I didn't expect to get any higher seed. I think we were like second lowest, which is like kind of sad, but it's all good. First match was against UTDE Shockwave, was the name of the team, and it was Koi and Cap, because both of them are on the UTDE team. Koi plays Robin, and Cap plays Mario and Pikachu now. So this set was pretty close. Game 1, I think we lost pretty handily on PS2. Game 2, we brought them to Smashville, and we sort of like, we brought them to Battlefield, and we cleaned up our game, and we won that like pretty closely. And Game 3, it was very unfortunate. I think I had a couple SDs, and I was hitting KC a bit too much, so they ended up winning that set 2-1. Losers, we went against the team of Knack HD and Janitor. Knack HD is a Mega Man player, and Janitor plays Link. And I wasn't really too worried about this set. Usually when I get dropped down to losers, we play them. And not that they're not good players, but it's just sort of, I felt comfortable in the matchup. Me and Casey kind of just nairing, and they were getting hit by it. And there wasn't really any sort of struggle there. So it was a pretty quick 2-0. Then we moved on to fight HMO Sunshine was the name of the team, which is Desley and Balance. And both of those players are very good. Desley is a Palutena player, and Balance is probably one of the better players in TFW in general, and he plays Wii Fit, Game & Watch, and Banjo, I think, and he's pretty good. So they got upset early by Duel and Navs, which is a TO and like his static doubles partner. They got upset early, so we had to fight them like round 2 losers, which was unfortunate, but we ended up losing 2-0. Both of the games were kind of close, but there's really nothing to write home about. So we went 1-2 in doubles, which is not too bad. I was hoping to team with my boy, but that didn't end up happening, and hopefully the doubles will improve from here on out. I need to try and find a static teammate or someone in SSS I can team with that mesh well with, and we'll go from there. So let's move on to singles. Okay, singles. So today was the debut of Byleth in bracket, which is kind of hype. It took place on Super Bowl Sunday, so CC was kind of a bit smaller than they usually are. And if you guys don't know what CC is or what this series is all about, go make sure to check out the first episode where I kind of went something funny in the singles bracket, which you can see there. So it was a debut of Byleth. I was playing her a bit throughout the week. Just labbing things out, like kill confirms, kill setups, to make sure I could get them in bracket, and not just like I played it like 2 or 3 times during the week and then go like 0-2 in bracket. So I was seeded, I think, like 24th, which isn't bad. It was kind of high because no one that notable was there because it was Super Bowl Sunday. First round was against Painkiller, and I've never fought Painkiller before. I met him before. I've seen him type in the Discord a bit, but he plays Joker. Round 1, I don't think he'd ever played the matchup before. He was kind of like, I don't know, game 1. He was kind of like flubbing a bit of his inputs. He wasn't really sure how to deal with the zoning, especially because I would kind of just run away and fade back fair over and over to try and run his Arsene out. And so game 1 wasn't that close. I think it was like a 2-stock. Game 2 was a lot closer. He was getting more comfortable in the matchup, remembering he's Joker, so he can punish a lot of my more punishable moves, but he still seemed to drop a lot of combos, and he really wasn't playing too well in general, he told me after the set, which is fine. So I ended up taking that set 2-0, as you can see here. And I want to start like trying to take pictures of the windscreen so it can be a bit more interactive for you guys. And yeah, hopefully it's good. So I moved on. Then I went ahead and played in round 2 winners, someone called Sleepyhead. And I've seen this person around before, and I didn't know who he was. I knew he was a good player, but he was actually seeded 9th, which is pretty high. He played Rosalina, and I didn't know who he played at all. I heard he plays Rosalina and Pokemon Trainer, and he was really good. So first game, I don't know if he played Byleth against Byleth before. It was somewhat close. I think he was like 1 stock mid%. We were playing on PS2, I think, or Smashville. Can't remember. But yeah, that was game 1, and it was pretty close. Yeah, I was just playing kind of well. I was trying to challenge him off stage. I was challenging him when he would sit on ledge, and it was like a good time. Then game 2, I kind of got opened up a bit. He sort of basically figured out my habits, what I was doing. You know, he's a top player. I've heard he's gotten top 8 at Shockwave before, which is really good. So yeah, he sort of just got onto my habits. In addition, with it being a new character, I kind of got rolled a bit. That was probably a 2 stock. But yeah, so I fell into losers 2-0. Okay, now we're in losers. So I didn't hit round 1 losers. I instantly was in round 2. So round 2 losers was against B2B Geo, and he's actually the brother of the person who runs these tournaments, Duel, and he played Ice Climbers. So game 1, I had never played against Ices in this game, even as Ike, but I know that you're just supposed to run away from them and basically not approach because they get a lot of damage off of it. So game 1, I was abusing Byleth's range a lot. Like fade back fairs, the grab, nair drag downs into like damage. I was hitting Nana off stage a lot and trying to edge guard her, and I was separating them to where he really couldn't approach me and I could just poke at a safe distance, and anytime he tried to approach, I'd punish his approach options. So game 1 went down pretty handily. It was like a 2 stock, I think. I didn't have any troubles. Game 2, it was sort of the same game plan, but I think I was winning like really hard near the mid game, and I just wanted to finish the set out and move on to my next one. So I started playing really sloppy, not spacing fair, landing with like unsafe nair on his shield, and he would just grab me. He'd grab me, blow me up. He'd do like the up airs, which do a ton of damage if you ever played Ices against them. I mean. And they just, if they start hitting you and they're playing defensive and they're baiting you and they're punishing you, they do a lot of damage. So he brought that game back at the very end. It was very close still, but he brought it back and he won game 2. And I was like, okay. I was really thinking about swapping off, right, to Ike, because I'm like, I don't want to go 1 and 2. But I ended up sticking to the Byleth. I'm like, no, I was playing bad. It's good matchup experience. So I'm like, I need to stick it out. Game 3, I took him to Yoshi's, mostly because Ices have really bad airspeed, and this is something I wanted to take advantage of. Airspeed is basically how they can drift when they're in the air, right? So when they're jumping or when they're above you, it's really hard for them to get down because their landing options are like down air and that's it, or like side B if you get caught by it. But Byleth has really large disjoints, especially the up air. So basically what I wanted to do, I wanted to try and juggle them on the platforms with Byleth's up air because they can't really get out of it. So that's exactly what happened that game. I was spacing him stock 1. He got me really high percent, like 170 stock 2, and I don't know what happened. I think I did down throw, drag down, nair, down throw, and then or some sort. I read an air dodge. I like up aired him, and then I'm on the side platform of Yoshi's, and then I just kept up tilt up air, and then I read his air dodge on the top platform, up tilt up air, and he died at like 65 because I had rage, and he was at the top platform because it's really easy to ladder people on Yoshi's, and that's exactly why I picked the stage to try and abuse, and it worked out like exactly how I wanted, which is crazy. And then at that point, he was playing well, he was coming back into the game, but at such a disadvantage, 3 stocks to 1, it's really hard. So that was a 2-1 in my favor, as you can see right here. So that was my round 2 losers. Now on to round 3. So I was fighting somebody who I'd never seen at CC before. His name was Nanu, and he had upset Raikou the game before, Palutena player from here, and he was playing Peach. So game 1 went down pretty smoothly on PS2. I was spacing him out. I was doing well. I don't know if he knew the matchup. Obviously, it's a new character. And he got really scared at one point where I like double jumped in a mirrored, which is a down B, and you can turn a mirror like at the very beginning, the middle, or the very end. And I don't think he knew that because I was holding it, and I didn't turn until like the very last second because I thought he would roll, right? Or I wanted to force him to roll, so I held it, and then at the very last second I turned it, but he had already inputted the roll and he got hit by it and he died at like 60 something. It was ridiculous. It was so hype. My teammates popping off. It was crazy. It was such a huge read. It was so fun. Game 2, I forgot where he took me. I think it was FD, and he kind of got the better of me on that stage. I was playing a bit worse. I wasn't hitting my kill confirms. He was living for way too long. And I think I got gimped by his turnips one time, which you'll see comes into play later. So I ended up losing that game. And then game 3, it was pretty close stock 1. And I think stock 2, I was up being to ledge as Byleth. And I got gimped by a turnip, or I got hit by it at like 30%. And I had already used my double jump. So I tried to up B again. It didn't reach. And I sort of died at 30. And playing from behind against Peach is super hard, especially as Byleth, when your up B can get sniped at any point and you're dead if you double jump. So I brought it back pretty close last stock, but I'm sad to say that I lost that set 1-2. So I ended up getting 25th today, going 2-2 as solo Byleth, or yesterday, sorry. And I thought that was pretty good. Obviously there's a lot of matchup inexperience, a lot of things that I'm doing now probably won't work the next time I try and play her, but I thought it was really good practice, and it really showed me some things that I need to work on. So some highlights of my games that I think I was doing well with. I wasn't really afraid to go for like kill options or reads on my opponents. I try to catch their jump ins with up smash, or how they double jumped when they're disadvantaged with up air, and try and get damage and more damage on, and just seeing their options on ledge. I think I was doing a pretty good job at that. Just in general, my neutral I think was pretty strong. The fade back fairs, and then crossing up their shield with nair, and if they didn't react to it, getting a punish off of it. I think my low percent combos, which is like down throw fair, or like if they're bigger, down throw, drag down nair, grab again, down throw fair. I thought those were really good. I had no problem racking up damage. But my biggest struggle point, which I saw the entire time I was playing, is that my kill confirms that I was practicing, I obviously need to do them more against real people because they're very hard to do. I'm talking about like at kill percents, like drag down nair, jab block, down to up air, things like that, or jab block up B, side B, if they're high enough percent. Yeah, I was flubbing a lot of those, especially even down to up air, which is true at some percent. I was just never hitting those, and it definitely hurt me because sometimes, especially on my losses, they lived a bit too long. But that's just something to work on, get better at, improve, as always. So 1-2 in doubles, I don't know what placing that was, and 2-2 in singles, which is 25th as solo Byleth. I think that was super good. I think I was the best solo Byleth. I don't know who else played Byleth at the tournament, but I thought that was pretty good for me. We'll see if we're going to Shockwave this Wednesday. I'm not too sure yet, but I definitely want to play Byleth a bit more. I don't think she's replacing my main as Ike. I still think Ike's a better character, but I want to see what I can do with this character, see if I'm having fun, because I have fun playing her. A lot of people are like, she's too slow, but I played Ike, so it's not that much of a difference, and it's really fun to use her range and just her combos. It's just a good time. So yeah, that's it for today's Tourney in review. It's a bit of my thought process and how I'm going to tournaments, how you guys can think about them, and they're not scary. You guys can go out there and do it too, improve, have a good time, and meet people, because that's definitely what the tourneys have done for me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Tourney in review. I will see you guys next Wednesday for the next one, unless there's one coming in between if I decide to go to Shockwave. And yeah, so leave a comment what you thought, any other suggestions you guys have, a like, sub, because there's going to be more YouTube only content coming, of course, and check out the Twitch streams. I'm doing Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then morning streams Tuesday, Thursday, so check those out. They're hype. In the mornings we're doing Smash, and maybe some nights. Nights is more so single player, league, things like that. That's all I have to say. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.